So, hello everybody. This is the Grateful Dad, and this is my second post regarding issues and elements that we tend as parents to not even address with our children, let alone take action to fix in society. My mission is to help bring awareness, to take a role as a parent, to try to understand the problems of our society, some of it that we created, some of it that we did not, and to try to provoke thought and create awareness. When you ask yourself, what can you do? You can either roll up your sleeves and take action, run for office, get involved in political campaigns, join government organizations and be part of the solution to fix things, or sit back and do nothing, or do what I'm trying to do, which is to create awareness, which is the best that I can bring to the table, I think. So the issue that I find to be more and more interesting as a parent is this relationship between government, big business, and media. And we never really think about that all that much. You know, we kind of take the position that CNN is the Democratic news network and Fox is the Republican news network. And aside from the fact that viewership in these two media outlets has dropped exponentially, we don't look at the bigger picture, which is how these three elements try to shape public opinion. And you wonder if that's really the motivation. The motivation, of the media. Is it really to inform or to shape public opinion? And I think that's an interesting conversation to have. That shaping public opinion. One of the things that I have learned that our opinions are shaped at very, very early ages. From when we're children, our actual opinions are molded and meshed, and our parents obviously have a huge influence over our opinions and mindsets and what we think is right and wrong, but our education system as well. And so it starts with, I think, parents having a better understanding of what's maybe really happening inside of schools. We tend to look at the homework and we look at the school plans and lesson plans and we look at the grades and we figure that if our kids are doing well in school and the school is meeting its objective, but what happens between those grades? What happens between those tests? What kind of dialogue takes place inside of a classroom that helps shape and mold children's opinions towards things politically? And I think that that's something that we never really hear talked about inside of even education reform. Education reform talks about, core competency and the raising of the educational standards, and I think that's all very important, but we never hear enough about the political shaping that happens inside of these classrooms. The political view of a teacher and how that could impact somebody who is impressionable at that age to form a particular opinion. So one of the things that I would recommend for parents is to maybe sit in on a class if you're allowed to. One of the things might be interesting is to record teachers in classrooms, and let's put their actual content out there to be reviewed. We leave our children, in essence, with strangers all day long who are shaping and molding opinion of our children, and I think that that's an interesting perspective to bring into the equation. But if we jump back into the shaping of adult political opinion, one of the other interesting things that's been shared with me is that the part of the early process of molding our opinion is that we're actually trained to be shaped. We are trained to be molded. And we create a society of individuals who just accept authority and what they say. And that's part of our conditioning process. So as we become adults, the interesting thing to try to assess is, why do we do the same thing as adults? I mean, all of the issues that are being shaped for us, whether it's big decisions like Social Security and what's going to happen to retirement and our money, all these big things that the public never challenges, it, we have to try to understand. And what I'm trying to understand is why. I'm guilty of that as well. I don't challenge the system. I don't write letters to my congressman. I don't write letters to the president. I don't hold rallies and call for an outcry. Well, why? Well, part of the reason is that maybe I've been conditioned to just accept the norms, to accept what comes down, to trust that it'll all work out in the end. But maybe that's not the best way to go about thinking about our society in the future. So these are some provoking thoughts I've wanted to put out there. I encourage you to continue to question what's in front of you. I know that I'm continuing to do that, to not accept things at face value, not to be a conspiracy theory person, but to question the real motivations of people behind things and wonder if it's really working for our best interests or not. So thank you, and I look forward to another post.